All right, everyone. Well, welcome and happy Wednesday. It's great to be with you here tonight. And I so appreciate you taking the time out of your evening to learn about something that is truly revolutionary in the field of regenerative science. So, we're going to get into how this little patch does all this in just a little bit, but just a little bit how I got started on this patch 19 months ago now. So I'm a health and empowerment coach, helping people to empower themselves, get healthy, become the best versions of themselves. And my focus around my own health started almost 7 years ago when I woke up to my program mind. I decided to change my life, my lifestyle habits, my food choices. I lost 60 pounds in the process. And this was really just the beginning of my reinvention. I walked away from my government career in HR due to the lack of medical freedom a few years ago, and really to follow my passion in helping people with true health and living an abundant life. So, being a lifelong learner, I'm constantly open to new information and embracing change. And so it was about, 18, 19 months ago that I was introduced to this revolutionary phototherapy patch. You can see it here on my wrist. And this is in the field of regenerative science and age reversal. This has had a huge impact on me, on my health, on my business as a coach, and the health of my loved ones and those that I have shared this with. So, my personal belief began when I started patching my 77-year-old mom. She started to experience benefits within a day or two of patching. Her debilitating knee pain, the inflammation that she had had for years eased up. She was actually going to physiotherapy 3 times a week. And that first week, her physiotherapist noticed more mobility, less inflammation. She asked her what she was doing differently. And she mentioned that all that had changed was this sticker that her daughter put on her. My mom also started to experience better quality of sleep, deeper sleep. She noticed much more energy during the day. She was able to return to her regular activities of walking and gardening and swimming and caring for those younger grandkids. For me, the benefits have been life changing as well. I started sleeping through the night a couple of days after I started patching, having vivid dreams, which I hadn't done in years. I also no longer have this lower back pain, this compression issue, this tightness that I had had on and off for years. No more visits to the chiropractor. Also, no more stiff and sore joints. So I recover quicker after working out. My energy, my mental clarity and focus have improved. My mood. I'm also pleased to report, I feel this sense of calm and less anxious in this crazy world. But what truly fires me up is that I know that the best is yet to come. My body is healing and repairing and age reversing, as you will soon discover. And so before we get into the more formal part of this presentation, I'm going to share some slides with you. I'm going to have some people on this call share their powerful testimonials with you. So I'm going to ask Chesla if you can unmute yourself and share your story with us tonight.
I just did. I pronounced my name quite well. Czesław, yes. That's not much to add what you said. But there was like half a year ago, a friend of mine said about LifeWave. I knew something about MIM, but I was quite careful. And I started using for one particular purpose, sleep. I slept 3 to 4 hours, stress, responsibilities, lack of money, lack of many things. And I found in 2 weeks, my sleep went from 7 to 8 hours. That was the indication that that product by David Schmidt, which is advertised so in so many ways as a good product, came to me as I experienced, and I will pass that message to other people. Then the pain came out of my big toe on my left foot, which was called as a um, gout. And then my hips, the pain. I started walking from 1 kilometer to 8 kilometers every day. You lost your pay, you lost your weight. I lost my 40 pounds. LifeWave became as a precursor to setting up a new lifestyle for health, happiness, success, and I can add much more, much more. My sight. The surgeon said we have to do the cataract surgery. And then he said, well, there's no need for cataract surgery. Um, Carnosine, that helped me so much. So I can tell you much, much more. If someone is interested, well, go ahead, contact me directly. I'll share with you all my information. And I'm so happy to be here at the meeting and share this with you and also listen from other people. So everything is
Amazing.
good.
Thank you so much for sharing. And can you tell us how long you've been patching?
Half a year.
Half a year. Wow.
Some
Okay,
people
6 months.
say 3 months, some people say half a year, some people want to have the result in 1 month.
Mm,
Pregnancy goes for 9 months. Okay. And that's the biological, that's the natural. Don't try to figure out too soon. Take your time.
right.
Take your time.
Yes, it's all about patience, persistency and patience for
That's right.
sure. Yes, some people have different experiences earlier on. Some people it takes a little bit of time, but they'll get there. So yes, thank you so much for sharing tonight. I appreciate it. Thank you. Laura, I would love if you could unmute yourself and share your story tonight.
It's my pleasure.
So,
And I'd love to talk to, I can't say your name, but I want to hear more afterwards about your eyes because I have some family members with cataract. So, okay, so super happy to be here. I'm actually proud to boast that I am what they call a one-patch wonder. To paint the picture, um, last August 15th, I broke my lateral tibial plateau in 10 tiny pieces. And it's not a good injury. And yeah, it's quite devastating. And I had to have surgery, which I had in September. 6 weeks post-surgery is when I got introduced to the patch. And I had swelling in my knee, of course, but I also had swelling in my ankle, and the ankle one was getting worse by the day. And it wasn't just a little bit of swelling, like it was the what we call the pitting edema, where you put your thumb in and it doesn't bounce back. So that was worrying me. And people, medical professional friends of mine were saying, they might have just damaged a lymph node in the surgery, and that might just be your life, right? Well, I put the patch on in the morning, and I was on crutches. And throughout the day, I didn't look, and it wasn't until bedtime. So I really can't tell you how long it actually took. But at bedtime, I, got into bed and I saw my ankle for the first time, and in 12 hours, and it was my ankle again. Like the swelling was completely gone. So that got my attention. There were days where I forgot to wear the X39, or I slept with the X39 and couldn't wear it the next day because you're only supposed to wear it for about 12 hours. And it's never ever come back in the 15 months since then. I should add that there's a Facebook group for this injury. It's a support group. I, to this day, have not gone on it. I mean, it took me a long time to even look at the x-ray with the plate that's in my leg now, and screws. And so my husband did everything first for me, but he actually researched that Facebook group. And it can be 3 to 5 years of recovery. Some people, yeah, people are on walkers. There's horror stories with this. And this is like the perfect timing. Beth asked me to come on today, and I just saw my surgeon yesterday, and he used the word exceptional for my recovery, and that I'm one of these people that is proving wrong the predictions with where I should be today. So super, super proud of that. And so thrilled that somebody so wise happened to mention X39 and share it with me. So, and not going to say it hasn't been a really challenging year of a lot of rehab and all the time non-weight bearing. But this year I was able to swim 3 kilometers for a charity swim, and I cross country skied. I was able to hike in the Rockies in September, which was an absolute dream. I was supposed to, I was supposed to live with a limp from this injury, and more. So taught Pilates. I started a class called Healthy Knees, and now I'm training to be a mobility fitness instructor. So is my knee perfect? Not yet, but just the improvement's been just incredible. And I have no swelling, no pain. And that's the doctor was just, he couldn't believe the stability in my knee, and he couldn't believe the fact I had no swelling. Um, Separate to that, I'm a quantum nutritionist and applied quantum biology coach. And health for me is a really big priority. And I have a history of an autoimmune disease called Graves, which is hyperthyroidism. I, 20 plus years ago, didn't know better, didn't know what I know now. And I took a radioactive iodine pill that basically killed my thyroid. And now I struggle with hypothyroidism. And, I spend my time managing my thyroid health, my bones, my joints, all these things. And so my biggest goal with wearing X39 is to age gracefully, and to manage all that. So my mom had a stroke at 68 and never ate again and never really walked again till she died at 85. So I really don't want to live that life. I want to live my life with health span. And I really see X39 as being such a key piece of that. Really quickly, the changes that I've experienced, obviously the recovery from this injury. I have seen, very interestingly, I have seen it's a blood sugar marker, HB1AC. It dropped 3 points. That was nice to see that move. My vitamin D improved. And this is after 4 years of doing the same thing, of not taking vitamin D and trying to do it with sun only. This year, wearing X39, suddenly my number jumped up. I probably took less sun this year. So that was really interesting to me. Chocolate cravings stopped. And I think this is copper related, and Beth will get into that and explain, some of that with the copper peptide. The other thing is food sensitivities have disappeared. I am eating dairy, pretty much everything. I haven't entered into gluten yet, but I can't believe what I can eat now. And this last year was also challenged with menopause. So initially my sleep got so much deeper with X39. I was so thrilled. I have been challenged. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little warm than normal during the night, and that's what's affecting my sleep. But very mild for hot flashes. So very happy about that. Hair has thickened, and I have an ability to sweat. Those are two things that I lost with all my thyroid challenges since my radioactive iodine treatment. And I'll leave it there.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. And I'm so happy for you and your recovery, Laura. That's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Beth. I know you've been witnessing it this whole last year. So.
Yes. And thanks so much for coming on the call. I know it was last minute and sharing with everybody tonight. You give a lot of people a lot of hope. So thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
All right, so everyone, I'm going to get into the formal part of this presentation. I'm going to share my screen and share with you why we are experiencing and why people are experiencing such a variety of amazing benefits with this patch. And so what you're going to learn tonight is how your own body is going to support the natural healing process using your own light. And first, I do want to make a disclaimer up front that LifeWave products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease or medical condition. This patch is not a medical device that requires FDA to approve it. It's actually considered a general wellness product by the FDA. So, all right, now this is the crux of the problem that we experience, especially as we age. Our stem cells actually go dormant. And so by the age of 30, healthy stem cells decrease by 60%. By 60 years old, those healthy stem cells decrease by a whopping 90%. And so not only is the natural aging process contributing to our decline in health, but unfortunately, the world that we live in, the modern age of convenience, of consumerism, we are unfortunately inundated with our environment that is filled with toxins and chemicals in our air, in our food, in our water, in our man-made synthetic radiation everywhere. And all of this leads to cellular dysfunction. And our bodies actually require healthy active stem cells to heal and repair the body. The fewer stem cells you have, the faster you age, the slower you heal. So stem cells are the undifferentiated cells that become any cell in your body. So your heart cells, your lung cells, your liver cells, your hair cells, even your brain cells. And we've heard of stem cell therapy, but where do those stem cells come from, right? Where are they sourced from? Stem cell treatment, we know it to be pricey. It's not accessible or available. It can have a huge risk. It's invasive. And I've actually heard a stat that it's actually only about 50% effective because they stay local to that injection site. So this is why regenerating your own stem cells within your own body is so exciting, and why this phototherapy patch is such a powerful option. So phototherapy, or healing with light, we're hearing more and more about this, right? Biohacking these days with red light panels, infrared saunas, but phototherapy is nothing new. It's actually something that all living beings depend on. The original light therapy, that big glowing ball in the sky, the sun signals our bodies to make vital vitamin D, which is essential to our health. But photobiomodulation is a specific type of light therapy or phototherapy that uses specific wavelengths of light to stimulate cells that promote the healing process, boost energy production, reduce inflammation, improves blood flow, and helps with tissue repair, as in the case with Laura here with her recovery. And so what is so exciting about this type of light therapy is now it is accessible, right? It's non-invasive, it's affordable, it's risk-free. And so what if these little wearable light patches are also capable of increasing a naturally occurring copper peptide? Well, that's exactly what this patch does. So through the process of photobiomodulation, this little light patch increases the production of our own, or human, GHKCU copper peptide. And this is known as the holy grail of age reversal. So this is not synthetic peptides that you are injecting. These are not exogenous. They are your own, naturally occurring. And so just like with stem cells, unfortunately, this copper peptide decreases with age. So this unique copper peptide was isolated back in 1973 by Dr. Lauren Picard. He's a PhD and researcher. And so there is 50 years of research all about it. You can actually research for yourself, find all kinds of studies and research at pubmed.gov, which is an online repository for an abundant amount of scientific research. And so some of the incredible benefits of GHKCU that we know: it boosts collagen and elastin production. Again, this is our own. It supports tissue repair and regeneration. It's known to have multiple anti-inflammatory, anti-anxiety, anti-pain, and even anti-cancer properties. GHKCU is also known to reset over 4,000 genes in our genome. So basically resetting DNA to a younger, healthier state. But what is truly exciting, and that what the research shows, is that GHKCU reactivates our own dormant stem cells. And it does this through the power of this patch. So the flagship X39 patch from LifeWave, it's a wearable phototherapy patch about the size of a quarter. This patch consists of 5 organic materials: amino acids, sugar, water, oxygen, and salt, that form this crystal lattice structure that reflect specific wavelengths of light. And so what I love about it, and what is counter to anything that we've been exposed to by the conventional medical system, is that there is nothing on this patch going into your skin. Nothing is being consumed, nothing is being absorbed, because they are non-transdermal. They're latex-free. They do not contain any drugs or chemicals or stimulants. There are no contraindications, meaning that they do not interfere with any medications. It is a completely different mechanism from what we are used to. So this patented product uses this process of photobiomodulation. So it's activated by your body's own infrared heat. We are all light beings. We all emit this low-level infrared light. We are all warm to the touch. So think of it as a mirror, reflecting specific light frequencies back into the body, signaling biological changes at the cellular level, including the upregulating of GHKCU and reactivating your stem cells. So now that you know how it works, I'm going to get into some really exciting benefits of what this patch can do for you, for your loved ones. So number one, It reduces inflammation and pain. And why this is so important is because we know that a fundamental common thread in all chronic disease is inflammation. It improves strength, stamina, and energy levels. And it actually does this by specifically targeting the mitochondria to help make more energy in the cells. And this is why people experience that energy boost. It improves muscle and bone density, strengthening, building lean, strong muscles and bones. We know that Olympians, professional athletes use this to gain a competitive edge, but it's great for anyone wanting to level up their physical game. It helps with mental clarity and reduces stress. I've definitely noticed this in myself with less brain fog, more mental clarity, not forgetting things. It balances hormones. It eases anxiety, also cycle regulation for women. Some of my good friends have experienced this sense of calm, just like I have, where this weight has been lifted off their shoulders. It improves hair growth, skin appearance with the increase in collagen and elastin that we talked about. Both men and women are reporting new hair growth, returning back to their natural hair color. It helps with wound healing and scars. We know that surgeons are recommending their use on their patients pre and post surgery for faster healing. It improves sleep. We've heard that a couple times tonight, right? With many people reporting deeper sleep, having vivid dreams. This is one of the most common benefits that people have right off the bat. This has been a huge benefit for me. And what really sets this apart from anything out there is that this little patch works systemically. It works to repair and heal all over the body with a 2100% stem cell proliferation rate. So now let's look at some long-term results. So within the first few days, your body starts to reset over 4,000 genes, whether you feel this or not. And that is no small feat. We actually only have 20,000 genes in our genome. So resetting 4,000 is definitely significant. Then within 6 weeks, the brain becomes balanced, more mental clarity, less brain fog, more focus, better memory, less anxiety, less depression. Many people coming off their anxiety meds, their antidepressants, and really what a gift, right? With so many people suffering from mental health issues in our world. Within 3 months, collagen increases. Many people think that collagen has to do with aesthetics, right? The skin, the hair, the nails. But collagen is actually the most abundant protein in the body. It's needed all throughout our vascular system, our blood vessels, all of our fascia, which supports our organs. Collagen is the master protein in our body, and we can create it with this patch. Within 6 months, the heart actually reverses in age. Many testimonials about people no longer having AFib, no longer requiring surgery, coming off their blood pressure medication. Powerful testimonials and studies with improved heart function. And as David Schmidt is quoted as saying, it's not anti-aging. It is definitely age reversal. So how do you wear it? Super simple to wear this patch. It's adhesive with medical grade tape. So you stick it on the body, stick it on the skin. What I love about it is that it's activated by your own heat. So you can even put it in your pocket or stick it on your undergarments and it is going to be effective. And that's actually why you want to be careful when you transport them to your friends, to your neighbors. You don't want to have them in your pocket because they will activate because of your heat. I usually wear it on my wrist if I'm wanting to advertise it, but you can really put it anywhere on the body. You have pain, put it on the pain site. So you wear it for 12 hours during the day. You take it off at night. It's disposable. There's a little bit of life left in it. So you can actually put it on your pet, wrap it around your pet's collar. They get the benefit of the rest of the patch. You put a new one on the next day. So you want to make sure there's a break from that stimulation of the light. Otherwise, the body gets used to it. It's not as effective. And that's what we call attenuation. So the light energy in our body actually works off of the water network in our body. So very important to keep hydrated and not just with a good quality, clean water, filtered water, but with electrolytes. And so a good quality sea salt, unrefined salt, because it has all those other minerals and electrolytes in it. Those minerals are actually what help to pull the water into the cells and actually keep the cells hydrated. And because it's working through a copper peptide, it's important that we have available copper in the body. So great sources of copper include everybody's favorite organ meats, right? The beef liver, which are superfoods in general. Oysters, other shellfish are really good. Avocados, nuts such as cashews, sunflower seeds, and even just a little piece of dark chocolate, but it has to be the bitter stuff, like the 90%. That actually gives you enough copper for the day. Okay, so what to expect? I definitely recommend that you take note of your current state of health and specific issues, even taking pictures of your skin, your hair, your scars, your veins. Write out your wish list, track your progress. We provide a health tracker to new users to track your progress. And it is important to remember that every body is different. Everyone has a different experience, a different state of health, a different toxic load. So you want to give it time. David Schmidt, the inventor, actually recommends committing to it for a month for every decade you are old. But after 3 months, 97% of users experience a noticeable difference. It's important to be patient and consistent. And although, we might want these patches to do something really specific, the body knows best. It's extremely intelligent, and it will heal and repair and do what it needs to do in a priority sequence. So sometimes your body will focus on areas you didn't even expect. So you might have started patching due to the knee pain, but you might actually start feeling less anxiety and more mental focus. This is exactly what a good friend of mine experienced. And then it was her knee pain that went away shortly after that. Also, healing takes energy. So if you're tired, listen to your body, rest, get that extra sleep, because that is when the healing and the repair actually takes place. You want to practice deep breathing, allow that oxygen to get in, allow that circulation to happen. That is always a good practice. And something to note that if you do feel a little unwell, sometimes that is the stirring up of those toxins, and you just need to clear them. The X39 actually increases the production of an antioxidant, the master antioxidant in the body called glutathione, by 30%. So there is this detox effect that could happen. You just want to, be aware of it, listen to your body, rest when your body is telling you to rest. This is where also the deep breathing comes in, keeping hydrated, keeping those detox pathways open. Okay, so here are some physical examples I can share with you, some before and after pictures. So on the left-hand side, you can see the progression of hair growth on the right. So this is over a 6-month period with the hair really filling in with the closing in of the part. Lots of testimonials about natural hair color returning as well. Then there's the comparison shots on the right. So this is quite astounding, right, with the scoliosis. So scoliosis is a curvature of the spine. As you can see, this woman, she was wearing the X39, and she was also wearing Ice Wave, which is a pain patch that David Schmidt had created before the X39. But this really took place based on the X39. The healing took place over a 4-week period. And I know someone personally that has had an amazing testimonial with curvature of his spine that he was born with. Super powerful testimonial. Okay, so now here on the left, this woman had experienced the skin condition called vitiligo. So this condition is where the skin becomes depigmented due to a lack of melanin. It's often related to an autoimmune disease. However, you can see her skin color is very much more uniform after wearing the X39 patch. I've actually also had a little girl on this call before named Summer, and she has had amazing benefits with her vitiligo as well. And then on the right-hand side, amazing difference in the before and after photos of the surgical wound, healing after only 2 days on the patch. As I said, surgeons are recommending these patches pre and post-surgery for faster healing. Okay, so when we talk about brain health and coherence, that's come up a little bit tonight. Here's an image of a functional EEG brain scan of a 77-year-old woman. So on the left-hand side, session 1. So this is before the use of the X39, the red in the image showing high inflammation of the brain, a lack of brain coherence. Then after only 3 weeks on this patch, you can see the session 2, where there is no more red, no more inflammation. The dark blue is actually low energy state, but the green part is really where you start to see some more coherence come in. Then at 6 weeks, this third session, you can see there's still no more inflammation. A lot more of that green coming in, indicative of the higher brain coherence. And again, this is only after 6 weeks on the X39. So who is behind this incredible technology? We absolutely love sharing the genius of David Schmidt. David is the CEO of this 20-year-old company, LifeWave. He actually started working with the US government. That was part of the Navy SEAL survival program. He was contracted to work with the Navy SEALs, where he could create something that could keep the SEALs alert, mentally focused on missions that lasted 36 hours. And that's where his first patch of LifeWave was born. That was his first patent. He now has over, I think it's 201 patents to his name. Then, through his networks and connections, David found himself at Stanford University patching the US Olympic women's swim team. They ended up having tremendous success with it, and they set personal records. But this was 20 years ago. So in 2008, David actually turned his attention to stem cell research, knowing the future of medicine and regenerative science was in stem cells. And so he began to figure out a way that he could leverage the natural stem cells that are inside the human body. So by 2020, after 10 years of research, $4.5 million, he had received a 20-year patent on this X39, which is the only phototherapy patch that activates our own dormant stem cells. And so this resulted in tremendous growth for the company, closing out last year, 2024, over $600 million, 3,000% growth rate in 4 years. And so LifeWave has been recognized for this massive growth by DSN with the Bravo Growth Award, which honors companies with the highest year-over-year revenue growth on the Global 100 list, companies that are not only scaling their businesses, but setting new benchmarks for the entire industry. LifeWave has received the Bravo Growth Award now for 2 years in a row. LifeWave also just earned one of the top recognitions in biotech and life sciences among industry giants, which included thousands of nominations from over 15 countries. So the LifeWave product won the Stem Cell Innovation of the Year in 2025. This just happened. This is a huge breakthrough award for LifeWave in this area in life sciences and biotechnology markets. So there really is no competition out there in the market. This is a novel product. No one else has this. No one else can have this because we have a 20-year patent until 2040. So there is a 22-page patent, but this one paragraph really says it all. Elevates copper peptide, activates stem cells, improvements in strength, stamina, and pain relief. So the patent is on the structure, the material in this patch, where the patch reflects specific frequencies of light back into the body. And they had to prove that it works. So clinical studies were done that showed significant increase in the production of copper peptide, GHKCU, and it was measured through blood samples, urine analysis, and other lab analysis. So I encourage you to check out this amazing site. It's on the bottom right corner. This is at info.com. And this is where you're going to find the patents, the studies. There are great interviews, especially with David Schmidt, with other doctors. There's also a whole powerful testimonial section. Everything from, there's a whole children's section, actually, you can go check out. Everything from energy and sleep to inflammation to hearing. So you can go check out those powerful testimonials. Each one of those sections have different videos that you can watch. And anyone that invited you on this call tonight, I'm sure would be able to find you some powerful testimonials that we have access to as well. So what we've introduced you to tonight goes far beyond the surface, because we know it's not just about less pain or more energy. It's about what that healing allows you to do. It allows you to thrive, right? With more confidence, more energy, feeling better from the inside out. And for some, it could also be the easing of finances and potentially finding financial freedom with the momentum of this company. So just by sharing or blessing your family and friends, you can offset the cost of your patches. You could make a bill payment, or you could live a life with more ease, maybe even a life of abundance. This is the power of the patch. So let me show you how you can get started. So LifeWave offers 3 options to enroll. These prices are in US dollars. And for a month's worth of patches, there are 30 patches in a sleeve. So first, you can enroll as a retail customer paying full retail price. We see practitioners in the States set themselves up like this, offering this to their patients. But of course, we promote getting set up with the wholesale pricing of $99 US for a month's worth, 30 patches. And so then you have 2 options to set you up. You can sign up as a preferred customer, commit to a monthly subscription, or as a brand partner. And we typically recommend the brand partner option because not only can you take advantage of the wholesale pricing, but you can secure a spot on the team and can leverage the incredible momentum this company is experiencing by building a business without additional cost. There's no overhead. It's just the cost of your patches. So what we often see is that people begin to experience the success, right? They naturally start sharing the products with others, and then they can earn commission. And sometimes they end up building a full-time business. We have many people on our team that saw the opportunity right away and are building successful businesses. So signing up as a brand partner, there's no pressure, again, to share or build a business, nor is there an additional investment or commitment. You're just paying for the cost of your personal patches. So there are 4 enrollment kits available to get you started. And as you can see with these packages, the more that you purchase upon signing up, the better the value. The cost of the sleeves come down considerably for your initial order. And then you can upgrade anytime through these enrollment kits and just pay the difference and then receive the difference in the number of sleeves. So that way you can have some on hand to start sharing with friends and family in your life, your aging parents, loan them out to people as they wait for their order. It's really fun to get people started as they wait for their order to come in. And just having extra sleeves on hand is always great, sets you up for success right out of the gate. And we do have a very attractive compensation plan for those interested in sharing the product. We actually have just launched Comp Plan 2.0 enhancements. So the comp plan is even more generous. It's set up for the long game. It's actually a hybrid comp plan where it's structured as a binary comp plan where you're building 2 teams, a left team and a right team, but you also get paid unilevel now, which is very unique in this market. So we do have an incredible leadership team that you too can leverage. This company is on this massive trajectory, and our team is actually the #1 team in the whole company. It has incredible supports, leadership and training and systems in place to grow your business. You do not need any prior experience in sales or network marketing required. It's really just about helping people with the freedom model, with health really being at the foundation of it all. So we hope that we've provided you with some good, solid information to consider incorporating this revolutionary technology to optimize your health. We encourage you to reach back out to the person that invited you on the call tonight. I will be opening up for questions for those on the call, so stay tuned. But for those tuning into the replay, we thank you for taking the time and learning about this unconventional healing modality. We hope to see you on the team soon and hear your powerful testimonial. Take care, everyone.